Hello, I'm Emmanuel Corels, and I welcome you back to Lesson 9 of the MikroTik CHR and Advanced Networking course on Emmanuel Corels Creatives. In this lesson, we'll explore IP pools, an essential concept in networking. So what are IP pools? An IP pool is a range of IP addresses from which MikroTik dynamically assigns IPs to clients. Instead of manually setting static IPs, an IP pool allows devices to receive an available IP automatically when they connect to the network. But why do we even care about them? Why not just assign IP addresses manually? Well, let's break it down in a way that actually makes sense. IP pools are important in the following ways. First is automation. Imagine if you had to manually assign an IP address to every single device that connects to your network. That's a nightmare, right? Now, IP pools takes care of this for you automatically. One less thing to stress about. The second is scalability. What if your network isn't just a few devices, but hundreds or even thousands? Manually managing IPs would be impossible. With IP pools, your network can scale smoothly without having to micromanage every connection. Again, it prevents conflict. Ever seen a network where two devices end up with the same IP? That's a big problem. It causes connectivity issues, and devices just don't work properly. IP pools ensure that every device gets a unique IP, avoiding these annoying conflicts. Again, it's essential for DHCP, PPPoE, and VPN clients. If you're using services like this, they need dynamic IP assignments to function properly. Without IP pools, these services wouldn't know what IP to give to a new client connecting to the network. So in short, IP pools are like the traffic controllers of your network, efficiently managing and distributing IPs so everything runs smoothly. All right, let's get hands-on and create an IP pool in MikroTik RouterOS using Winbox, the GUI method. This is super easy, so just follow along. First, we open Winbox and log into your MikroTik router using the IP addresses and login credentials like we demonstrated earlier. You go to IP, pool. This is where all your IP pools live. Think of it like a bucket where available IP addresses are stored. Click Add, the plus icon, to create a new pool. This is where we set up the actual range of IPs that will be dynamically assigned. Next, we configure the following settings. Name, let's call it VPN pool. You can name it whatever makes sense for your network. Addresses, we set it to 192.168.1.100 to 192.68.1.200. This means devices will be assigned an IP from this range, and that's around 100 devices. Next pool, this is optional. If this pool gets exhausted, let's say you expect more than 100 active connections at the same time, you can link it to another pool to keep things running smoothly. For now, we'll just leave that empty. You click OK to save your new IP pool. Now we're done. Your IP pool is now ready to be used by services like DHCP, PPPoE, or VPN clients. Simple, right? Now, for command line lovers, let's do this the CLI way. If you prefer typing commands over clicking around in Winbox, MikroTik CLI makes it quick and efficient. Just open your MikroTik terminal and run this simple command. That will be /IP pool add. Name equals VPN pool. Ranges equals 192.168.1.100 to 192.168.1.200. This command creates an IP pool named VPN pool, assigning IPs from 192.168.1.100 to 192.168.1.200. Then you hit enter. I won't hit enter because we already added this IP pool using the GUI method, so it will throw errors if we attempt this. That's it. No clicking, just a single command, and your pool is ready to go. Now that we know how to create IP pools, let's talk about some best practices to keep things running smoothly. A little planning goes a long way in preventing network headaches. First, avoid overlapping IP pools. Make sure that different services like DHCP, PPPoE, and VPN don't use the same IP range. Overlapping pools can cause conflicts and unexpected network behavior. Again, keep things organized. We can easily view our IP pools by heading over to the terminal and issuing the commands IP pool print. This displays our list of existing pools. Again, be sure to monitor pool usage. Don't just set it and forget it. You can run IP pool user print. This shows how many IPs are in use and whether your pool is running out. If your pool is almost full, it's time to expand or add a backup pool. Remember to use separate pools for different services. It's a good idea to assign different pools for DHCP, VPN clients, and PPPoE. We're going to do more on those in a future lesson. This prevents accidental conflict and ensures that each service gets the right range of IPs. Lastly, exclude gateway IPs. If you manually assign a static IP to your router or important devices, make sure it's outside the pool range. Otherwise, the pool might hand out an IP that's already in use, leading to connectivity issues. Like in our case where we set 192.168.1.100 to 192.168.1.200 for the VPN pool, you must avoid manually assigning any device on your network an IP from this pool. You can use anything from 192.168.1.2 to 99 or from 192.168.1.201 to 254 if you need to manually assign a static IP to a device. By following these best practices, your network stays efficient, organized, and conflict-free. Now that we've mastered IP pools, it's time to take things a step further. In the next lesson, we'll explore PPP as point-to-point protocol, a key part of managing PPPoE, VPNs, and other remote connections in MikroTik. We'll cover PPP profiles, what they are, why they matter, and how to configure them properly. PPP secrets, setting up authentication for users connecting to your PPP services. Then PPP interfaces, managing active PPP connections and ensuring they run smoothly. If you're working with PPPoE servers, VPN clients, or even simple remote access, this lesson is a must-watch. See you in the next lesson.